I guess.
What's up YouTube, it's Jay Frost here, bringing you guys another video. Before you watch this video, make sure to add me on Snapchat for updates and more content. Also, while you're at it, make sure you check out my Twitter, which as you can see, I do not use all that much, but I will be in the near future. And of course, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I definitely use that platform the most. Now, without any further interruption, let's get right into the video. What's going on, guys? It's Jay Frost here. I'm bringing you guys another video. Today is actually my first story time on this channel. Oh my, bro, I knew this fly was gonna
Gotta put that in the bloopers, yo.
I knew this fly was gonna come back. By the title, you guys already know this is a Kanye listening party that was in Chicago in Soldier Field. If you don't know, that's where the Bears play. But we did actually go. I'm here with
Blair I. Jackson, which you can find me at 4417 Creations on YouTube.
You can follow on YouTube, Instagram. We're gonna put it down here below. He was there with me and one other person who is not present with us today. The show was set to start at 9 p.m. on August 26th. And so we got the tickets, and it was kind of actually last minute. If I'm not mistaken, he announced that he was gonna do this on August 18th, and then the tickets dropped on August 20th. So altogether, it was probably about a week that people had to prepare, or like I said, the whole thing was just really last minute, which sounds typical of Kanye, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And if you weren't there, you can kind of get an idea of what it was like.
It was definitely an experience. Definitely an experience.
More than just the show.
Yes,
There's a lot of foolery going on. Let's get right into it. Just like any other big event, parking obviously was an issue. A lot of people would just Uber there or take a train or whatever. We drove and we had to park like a mile away, and we walked to the stadium.
a mile.
It wasn't too bad though.
It wasn't that bad.
The walk back, that wasn't it.
Yeah, it was not. The walk didn't seem that long when we first went to the concert versus when we came back, we were all tired and stuff, so it was like...
Hot, sweaty.
Right.
Basically, right away, this is where the foolery started. So we got in, or we got to the front of the line to scan our tickets and whatever, and for some reason, they said,
no fanny packs.
No fanny pack, no exceptions.
Your
but
boy here was blue.
I always have on a fanny pack because, like I said, that's like my thing nowadays. I always have on a fanny pack, and this is like my favorite fanny pack, right? Yeah. You can come in, but you can't bring that in. We don't care what you do with it, but you can't bring it in. Basically, my only options were go back to the car a mile away, put it in, then come back another mile to come back and go all the way in the back of the line, or throw the bag away. They had garbage cans right there for that reason. That's what I had to do.
And you were super blue.
Yeah, it started the day off bad, so it wasn't a super expensive bag or anything, but what if it was like a Gucci bag or something like that? I don't know what I would have did. It's whatever. So we got in.
The merchandise was not even there. And the people, right? The people who were supposed to be in charge of the merchandise basically said that we have the merchandise, it's downstairs, but we're just waiting on Kanye to give us the yes so we can release the merchandise. Like
I said, the show was set to start at 9 p.m., but there were people standing in line as early as 7 p.m. just waiting for the merch. So you think, all right, they got 2 hours to get the merch, get in line. All right, so we got there like what, 8:15?
Yeah.
So like we're a little early, we got time. It's 9, so the show's supposed to start. Still in line, they still have not brought out the merch. So we were a little confused on that. They're like, all right, they're a little late. We didn't even know how it looked.
Yeah, and not only do we not know how it looks, right? But like on top of that, it's like now we just finding out that it's a cash only.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So now people who usually bring their debit card, since nowadays a lot of establishments usually don't require cash, usually their debit.
Right.
Now it's an hour line for people trying to go to the ATM.
So you had the merchandise line bus. Then you had the ATM line jumping. You had to go to the ATM line first. Then you had to get in the merchandise line. And the merchandise still hasn't dropped. So it was all crazy at the beginning. Worst comes to worst, the ATMs run out of cash.
Facts. And now people are really tweaking, you feel me? So
Exactly.
now, while we in a line basically going through it, right, we just basically start speaking to everybody and everything. We met this one security guard, super cool. Oh, bro, shout out to all my people from Chad. Us getting the merch, she was basically like, yo, that's cap. I would never do this. The DONNA thing was pretty much a once in a lifetime experience for a lot of people. Definitely was a good wait, but it took way too long, if you ask me.
Oh, I meant to bring the merch out here, but I did not. I will show you the merch, but there was a $200 shirt and an $80 shirt. They're both kind of similar, honestly, so I got the $80 one. I don't think the 200 one was worth it. All right, guys, so this is the merch that I was talking about. Literally in the front, you got this little target. I don't know what it is. Looks like some type of pinpoint, bullseye, whatever. And on the back, this is what we're talking about. It says 2024 on it. So we don't actually know what that means, but this shirt was $80. So the other shirt was $200, and it had Donda's face on the front as a kid. And then on the back, it had Donda's house, that blue house that you saw. So don't know what that meant, $200. So that definitely wasn't worth it. But I may actually resell this. I haven't worn it yet. So if you're interested in this shirt, it is a large, it is long sleeve. It's not the short sleeve and long sleeve thing like mixed together, it's just a long sleeve. And so if you're interested, let me know. I'll probably sell it because I don't really care to have it that much, but it was $80 retail. So if you're interested in that, let me know, DM me on Instagram or something. I'll be back on Instagram in a couple of days. I like it, but I don't think it was worth $80, honestly. Having something to show that you were there. That's basically all that was. The show didn't start until 10:45. So it was almost 2 hours late.
Basically, while we're in our seats, you basically text me telling me to come upstairs because finally you kind of like found an ATM that no one saw.
Right. So we got to our seats at first, and we're just all right. Skip the merch. I don't know when it's gonna drop, and we don't have cash anyway. Right. And then I sat next to this random lady. She said she was from somewhere not here. I couldn't tell you. She had an accent though. I told her my situation. She was like, there's an ATM like downstairs that you can check. And I checked like the ATMs around the whole stadium downstairs, and they were all out of cash, out of service. And I found one. I took out like a couple hundred just for me and my friend's merch. And I ran back to the stadium, told him like, man, we got to go to the merch line again. Didn't even know how we were going to get back in line because I wasn't getting in the back. Keep in mind, we were like one of the first people in line. And then so when we came back, they had gates put around the line and all types of stuff. So like he said, luckily there was somebody there that was kind of holding our spot. But regardless, I just gave them the money and they bought it and then gave me the shirt.
Yeah, we start running too.
Running. Keep in mind, on our way running, I had on like some skinny jeans. I done tripped up the stairs, pants falling down, and I like cracked my screen protector of my phone walking like. It was all bad. Scratched my knee up.
It was a scene.
It was an experience though.
What would you say is your favorite song from the Donda album? Because now Donda's out.
Right, so now everybody knows like, the songs and stuff like that. But I heard in the Atlanta showing that there were a lot of changes from Atlanta to Chicago.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear the Atlanta one, so I don't know those. I'll say Off the Grid for now.
Okay, yeah. I'll probably say Off the Grid, No Child Left Behind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And Hurricane.
Yeah, Hurricane was definitely a good one.
Man, when Ruger started coming on, people started turning up. They loved the G's and the Donda. That was so funny to me. That was so funny.
G's Donda. They didn't let the G's in the door.
So basically, Kanye had a replica built of his childhood home in the middle of the stadium. And then he had, this was where it started getting a little weird. He had dancers, people just kind of hitting the jog around the whole thing. And I'm like, what's going on? They did not stop until the show was over.
Yeah, for a good minute, I was like, is this a cult? Like, are we watching a cult? Because everyone was dressing the same. Everyone was in a mask, a bulletproof vest that has the big word Donda on it. Everyone running around or moving their head around the same speed. So it was very...
Then they started bowing down a little bit.
Maybe
that was just their rest. The whole thing did kind of seem kind of cultish and just weird. I don't know.
It was almost like watching a dark version of Sunday service. And if you go on social media right now, people are still talking about it. Marilyn Manson was there.
Yeah.
Why? What was going on?
I don't know if he helped with the album in some type of way or he was just there to listen. That was the only person that we could pretty much tell who it was just by looking, but everybody else had on a mask. So after the show, I'm gonna show a picture right here. You can see you had the baby, and he was the one with the chains on.
Travis Scott.
Now that, I'm pretty sure nobody, he was in the album, but nobody knew that was him because he didn't say anything, he didn't do anything. There was no way to know.
No one knew. And that would have been really dope.
Yeah.
Because usually people, when they see Travis Scott, they automatically want to turn up.
Right, everybody likes Travis. Had Ruger there,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, Ruger got a lot of love from the city. Being a Chicagoan and kind of studying the drill scene and everything, seeing where he comes from, they don't necessarily get that kind of shine. So to see that was cool. Not affiliated at all, but still.
That first song that we experienced, I don't think it was the first song that was played, because we did get there in the stadium a little late after getting the merch and all that. The song that was playing was actually Off the Grid. And every time I hear that now, it's kind of nostalgic. Even though it was like a couple days ago, it's nostalgic. I always think about back to that moment.
Like we was all turning up with dudes we probably will never see again.
Yeah.
But still,
Cool dudes. Cool
yeah,
dudes.
yeah. There was this one dude. Shout out to Jake. If you were to ever watch it, Jake and Taylor have a great relationship. Hope you all do great. But anyway, one thing that was probably a highlight was when Kanye supposedly set himself on fire. That's still an ongoing topic, right? But I've never seen anyone set themselves on fire.
In the screen, he was inside of his house, and he was sitting down on fire, just kind of standing there. I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool animation. And then he walked out of the house. So this is what we can see physically, like with our own eyes, not through the screen. And it was a guy on fire.
Yeah.
Now was it real fire? Was it a fire suit? Like we don't know. Was it even him?
We don't know.
Probably not. That seemed like some type of symbolism that we don't know what it means.
On top of the floating and Donda in the clouds, which I felt could have had a clearer message, probably. However, with everything else that was happening, it almost seems like you would really have to dig into the concert, right? Overall, it was a pretty decent concert.
Okay, who else was there? You had, what's her name, Shansia?
Yeah, Shansia was pretty decent.
So I never heard of her, but
Me
now I
either.
have. So I see
Yeah.
her name's more so out there now.
Yeah, she kind of dressed like Aaliyah, which was kind of tripped out. A lot of people, for some reason, thought it was either Tiana Taylor or Rihanna. I was like, that's cap.
Don Tolliver.
Yeah.
Also didn't know that was him there, and he didn't have on the mask. Still didn't know it was him.
Right.
And at the end, they had the No Child Left Behind playing, and then it was Kim Kardashian and a white wedding dress with a veil. Why was she wearing the wedding dress in the first place? We don't know. She met up with like Kanye, and he finally took off his mask, and he just kind of smiled. And you show a picture of that right now. But and then after that, they just walked off.
Yeah.
Lights off. They walked off holding hands. So I don't know if they supposedly got back together.
There was a lot going on. We don't know.
There's just a lot going on.
We were all, as a crowd of people who went to Donda, we were all going out of Soldier Field to the entrance so we could get out, go where we wanted to go and all that stuff. And your friend, he was like, yo, why don't we just climb and all that stuff, especially since he said you can dunk, it's only 8 feet, right?
He was saying we should climb the wall to get out sooner, and I'm like, nah, I'm not really trying to do that.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I got on skinny jeans. I got on some 700s, and I wasn't trying to mess them up, which ended up getting messed up anyway, so I got to get some more. I don't know, I just wasn't trying to move around that much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I had on polo, Tommy Hilfiger jeans, and Kohans. That's not built for
That's
climbing.
not athletic gear,
At
you know what I mean?
all. It was super tight, fam.
So we keep walking, and lo and behold, they closed the gate on us. So we couldn't get out unless we climbed. Or we turned back around probably a quarter of a mile from where we came from and went around.
Yes.
That was smoked.
Yeah.
So we ended up climbing the wall. Like I said, I'm going to show how tall that was. You can see down here where you have the cars and whatnot, just by how tall it was.
Yeah.
And everybody had to climb.
My ankles start hurting hard. Yeah.
Oh yeah, climbing up, my knees scraped up. I thought I ripped my jeans or something. But jeans were okay, but knees scraped up, arms scraped up, shoes scraped up. Like there are so many scuffs on the shoe now. The paint was. I gotta get some more wave runners.
Would you ever do something like that again?
Oh, I would, but I'd be way more prepared. I would bring my phone and my wallet. That's it. I would not wear jeans. I wouldn't advise that. It was very hot. I would bring cash just in case, because I guess you never know. That's why people say cash is king.
I would probably do it again. Like you said, I probably would have come with some jogging pants, some looser clothes. you know, and everything.
Plus, you're gonna be jumping around and stuff. Like, you probably want that on anyway.
Yeah.
Which I thought about, but I was like, nah. I would recommend, even though you can't go anyway. Let me know what you guys think of the album down below. Of course, like I said, make sure to follow us on all the social media. Yeah, check all those out. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.